Thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this video. The Fairphone 6 is here and they fixed a lot. This phone is literally made for repair from the ground up. It's also ethically made, built to last, and for once, actually feels like a phone I would want to use long term. But that comes at a price. 599 euros or $699. That's not cheap. So Fairphone actually sent this to me, but they sent it with some gifts. We have a lanyard over here. Why is this so long? We also have a case. It's a pretty nice case, and I was wondering how the attachments would work with the case, but it looks like they just have a massive cutout. I don't know if I'm a fan of the color, but pretty nice. We have a card holder, so this is a huge point of excitement for me because you guys know that I love phone mods, and Fairphone has opened up the possibility for so many different mods, like the ones I'll show you guys later in this video. It's a pretty nice card holder. We got the finger loop. I absolutely love mods like this, and I think Fairphone is onto something with this kind of setup. It's amazing to be able to customize the phone the way you want it, because after all, it is your phone. They also gave us an iFixit screwdriver. Yeah. And inside the screwdriver is the bit that we need, which is really nice of them. If I can figure this out. There we go. Ow. I stabbed myself. It hurt. And last but not least, the Fairphone itself. So Fairphone's whole goal is to make phones that don't exploit people or the planet, and this thing is built using recycled materials made in fair factories, and it's backed by some serious promises. They promised 7 years of Android upgrades, 8 years of security updates, and a 5-year hardware warranty. No one else is doing that. Not Apple, not Google, and not Samsung. Check it out. The Fairphone 6 looks amazing, and it actually feels really nice. I'm so impressed with Fairphone. They've absolutely snapped, and my hand is bleeding. First impressions, this thing feels really nice and solid. The 2 screws on the back are the obvious point of entry, which is nice if you're trying to figure out how to open this. It's a bit thick, but it's nothing you can't get over. The only thing is, I'm definitely going to miss the transparent design they had with the Fairphone 5. The Fairphone 6 is lacking that, but maybe you could get a transparent attachment here. That would be amazing. Aside from that though, I think Fairphone did a really good job with the design of this phone. I'm bleeding on the phone. Oh, this is crazy. Let's turn this guy on and take a look at that new display. So Fairphone upgraded the display among other things this year. This now has a 6.3 inch LTPO OLED display with 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate, and it has Gorilla Glass 7i. It's not quite flagship level quality, but it is a really nice display, and you can already tell. We'll go through the setup. Welcome to your Fairphone. Just setting this up was such a smooth experience, and the screen looks amazing compared to what it did last year, but we got a big chin, and we also got a big forehead and a big sideburn. The bezel's kind of large, but it's all good. They're not too bad, and the screen replacement cost is fair for what it is, so I can't complain. Because Fairphone cares about longevity, they added something that could extend this phone's longevity, which is expandable storage. Very nice to see in 2025. What would be even nicer to see is a headphone jack, but it looks like that's gone forever. They did add something new though, and it's this yellow guy. This is the moment switch, and it basically turns your Fairphone into a dumb phone. So when you want to focus or only use certain apps, that's what this does. Anyway, that's enough of looking at this phone from the outside. It's time to go inside. I think it's important to mention that the iFixit screwdriver is purchased separately. They just gave it to us. Thank you, Fairphone. But you do get this with attachments. It's a little mini screwdriver, and I don't know how well it's gonna work. There's only 2 screws on the back cover, and it just slides right out. I'm gonna put this aside, but I'm really excited to show you the things we have planned for this guy. I think you're really gonna like it. And now we can see the battery. So this is a 4,415 milliamp hour battery, and unlike its predecessor, this doesn't just pop right out. We have more screws. Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? That's up to you. I prefer it to just pop right out. And there we go. We can just remove the Fairphone battery. I think this is a good time to mention that I haven't actually watched any videos on how to tear this down. I'm going in completely blind, so That's a real test to see how repairable this is. I think we'll just start with the charging port. This phone is actually IP55 water resistant and dust proof, which isn't a very high ranking, but you know, it is extremely repairable and there's no extra glue. I absolutely love the little icons that Fairphone slaps in here. This phone looks really, really nice inside and out. All the screws look to be exactly the same size, which is great. Aside from the ones we took off earlier, we'll go ahead and pop this guy up and look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. So obviously we have the subboard over here, but then we have this completely modular USB-C port. You can literally just boop, boop. Now you can replace it if this ever breaks. Easiest thing in the world. This phone charges at 30 watts. That's the fast charging speed, but it's still USB 2.0, which is kind of slow, but I'm willing to look past it because I like this phone a lot. The speakers on this phone don't sound amazing. They're a bit tinny, but they are a little bit better than last year's, which is always welcome.
This component works with Face ID. If you replace this component, you lose Face ID.
Unscrew.
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 I'd assume now that you can just pop this guy out and more screws. Okay. With the screws removed, we're going to disconnect this cable because I saw it kind of running underneath the bracket up here, and we should be able to just pop this guy out, and that is the Fairphone 6. And over here we have the 50 megapixel Sony Lydia 700C camera with OIS, and it looks pretty good side by side with the Fairphone 5. Up here we have a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera, and yeah, it looks a little bit better than the Fairphone 5. The front-facing camera has 32 megapixels and autofocus, and comparing it to the Fairphone 5, they did good. This little guy up here is the earpiece speaker, and it just pops right out, which is really refreshing to see because every other phone manufacturer glues this down like crazy. If we take a look... Wait, what? Oh, I guess we already removed the screen just by unscrewing everything. And it looks like there's only one screw holding the screen bracket in. There we go. And the screen is removed. One of the biggest changes Fairphone made with this phone is switching to the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 from the Fairphone 5's QCM6490 chip. It's good that Fairphone's starting to catch up. The board itself isn't a sandwich board like other flagship phones. It's a single board, which means if you need your data back and the phone's water damaged or the board is broken, it's easier to work on, which is a plus. On the housing itself, most of the components connect via these little pogo pins. The pins just kind of connect to the pads over here, and that's how everything works, including the Moments switch. For cooling, it looks like we have a thermal pad over here, and on the other side, we have a little vapor chamber right under the screen. I'm not going to go any deeper because I have something very interesting to show you guys. We'll put the phone back together. Now that the phone is back together, it's time to show you guys why the Fairphone is not only the most repairable, but it's also one of the most moddable phones on the smartphone market. Because Fairphone took this beautiful design away from us, we decided to bring it back with the help of our sponsor, PCBWay. They helped us print this transparent back, and check that out. It looks absolutely phenomenal. But wait, this isn't the only thing we made. We took it a step further and we added little Lego attachments. So now you can attach Legos to the back of your Fairphone 6. That means you can customize this in any way you want. If you can do it with Legos, you can do it with the Fairphone. Let's see if these fit though, because they might not. We'll place the transparent back on the Fairphone. So far, so good. So we got this design online. It was actually already made. The Lego design wasn't, and this looks like it's fitting. Like it actually fits right in. If you guys want to purchase these mods or the Lego mods, you can with the link in the description. Shout out PCBWay. Make sure you go through them to print these, and that actually fits. That goes right in. Check that out. So PCBWay make all sorts of stuff. You can get them to create anything custom. If you have any sort of custom project or design you're trying to work on, PCBWay can help you do that, and that's what they did for us. Now that we know that this fits, let's try out the Lego attachments and let's play with some Legos. The 3D printed yellow back works really well, but I prefer the look of the transparent epoxy back because, you know, it's transparent. For anyone who has a Fairphone 6, this is definitely something you should try. I didn't have as many Legos as I thought, but I made some wheels, a fidget spinner, a clip, a compartment, and a little cable organizer. It's really cool that Fairphone mixed repairability and modability this year, and I'm all for it. Let me know if you guys want me to do more mods like this in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Up here we have a other hammer, and also slightly better than larger. 445.
Okay, that's a wrap.